Look who's here. Somehow waking up to a cutie like you? It's kind of amazing, actually. I still can't believe yesterday that I met someone who knew me so well, who not only was a fan, but a cutie at that. So, what shall we do today? I bet there's a lot of things you want to do. Same here. Though I'll have to admit to you, some days, I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of wing it. Very much a spur-of-the-moment type person. You know how it is. You just gotta go with the flow. Do what you believe in and everything works out. I hope it's not too bad. Well, baby, let's get going. There's a lot of things that I'd like to show you. So, there's this awesome place. Do you happen to like gardens? Because there's a spring show. Even some butterflies at the butterfly house. Oh, that's okay. We can go to the dog show instead. Or maybe the cat show. Or maybe both. Or maybe all three. We'll just see. You never know. Plan too much and you'll be disappointed. That's what I always say. Oh, hope I'm not repeating myself too much. I've got plenty of ideas. We just need to pick the right one. So, with that look on your face, I'm gonna say you're hungry. Huh? Was that right? Well, what can I say? I'm good at guessing games. Unless you challenge me to that one with the coin flip, then I'm kind of hopeless. One time, a long time ago, I lost 23 flips in a row. And I made a bet each time, so that went really bad. Really, really bad. But you know what? Today's a new day. Not gonna let it get me down. So, shall we be off? Wait, food doesn't have to be outside. Why don't I give you the choice? Actually, let's just make things in here. I wanted to cook something for you anyways. I actually quite like chef work. Did you know? It's one of my fields of study. Not that it's that mysterious or anything, but I like baking pastries and, well, I'm a sucker for cooking good French cuisine and Japanese. Those are my specialties. Both of them are, well, close to my heart because of, well, my big brother taught me. He's someone I have a lot of admiration towards and respect. He's been a physicist all his life. Well, I guess not all of his life, but he's always been deep into the sciences. And he made me curious about the science because he gets so enthusiastic when he talks about it. He's the person who, well, is partially responsible for me even being here. For me making my channel and just trying my best at things. Not because we're in the same field, but because when I doubted myself when I was little, and when things weren't the best, he would bring me up. He was a very positive person, and we never fought. And I know people say if you never fight, you're not that close, but I'd say I was pretty close to him. Oh no, don't worry. He's still just fine, just kind of far away. Miss him sometimes. But on to the food. You want breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Maybe a combination of all three. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna do a 3-part meal. 1 part breakfast, 1 part lunch, and 1 part dinner. It'll be pretty on the plate, too. That's the goal anyways. So, let's start with things. Going for a, what do you think we should have for the breakfast portion? I was thinking the best part of breakfast is probably Eggs Benedict. That's my favorite. Do you know how to make it? It's actually pretty fun. So, first things first, the hardest part. Hollandaise sauce. We gotta make sure we take out the egg whites and save the yolks. Don't worry, we'll use the egg whites later. Then, just like this, you gotta add just the right amount of spice. Heavy cream, and mix it up. So what that's gonna do, I like to use that because it'll keep it from burning or, well, congealing. Because the next part is very hard. We put it into this small measuring cup. Well, at least that's how I usually do it because I don't have anything that fancy. But I'll use this measuring cup and we'll be boiling water. So when that boils, we can start making the sauce. Wait for it. Wait for it. Man, I love these stoves that instantly boil things. Yeah, I guess that's the only high-tech thing, right? Okay, so it doesn't instantly boil, but just pretend it did. It's like a cooking show. Okay? Cool. All right, so with this boiling water, we're not only going to do, well, we're gonna do two things at once. So, first of all, you gotta poach the eggs, which is pretty easy. Now that it's a rolling boil, we put some salt and some olive oil and drop in these whole eggs right from the shell. Now, what this is gonna do is it's gonna congeal them into a small, orderly thing we can put on toast. It's important that you get everything done at once, so now immediately we have to put the measuring cup with our egg mixture. It's pretty simple, salt, pepper, and heavy cream and yolks and stuff, but you know, that's variable. You use some vinegar, lemon juice, that's also in there. But that's fine. Mix it up. And we keep mixing. Mix. You gotta keep stirring real fast. That way, it can't congeal, but it gets thicker and it cooks it. And it only takes a little bit with the boiling water, especially since it's a thin measuring cup. Now, bam. It's congealing. No. We're good. Okay, hollandaise sauce done. You can taste that if you want. It's nice and creamy, tasty, and has that ray of sunshine right inside. So, the reason I picked this for the first part of the dish is it's very light. We just poach one egg and do some toast. And the egg is almost done. Toast in the toaster. And we're good. Give it a light butter. And put the egg on top. Drizzle some hollandaise sauce. Well, actually, we shouldn't use toast. Pretend you didn't see that. I didn't make a mistake. It's a happy little accident. That's a quote by someone I like too. So, we take the English muffins, because English people know how to do muffins, let me tell you. And we toast these instead. Put a little butter, plate it, and you've got yourself some Eggs Benedict. Well, I guess we'll have to do two each, because... No, one each. There we go. So that's the first part. Now we'll keep this in the small heater so it doesn't get cold. It'll only take a minute. It's just because I couldn't show you how to cook everything all at once. Now, for the lunch portion, I can talk. I promise I can talk. Really. Anyways, for the lunch portion, I was hoping you'd enjoy what I enjoy. A nice, refreshing Mediterranean veggie sandwich with feta cheese and a nice sauce. I like it a lot because you can do a balsamic glaze, and that will add a lot of flavor. But do you know how to make a balsamic glaze? It's pretty fun. Well, or you can get it pre-done, but I think it's more fun to make things from scratch, don't you? Oh, sorry if I'm getting into this food geek talk. I didn't want to bore you. I just was so excited to show you something that's close to my heart. Other than, what you know about me, maybe you'll learn something else. I like to share and really let people I care about know me inside and out. I don't like keeping barriers around things, It's just so dull. I feel like everyone does it though. To a certain extent, even me. Those barriers. You hold off, you know? I try not to, and I do my very best to be honest. I just feel like sometimes, if I was completely honest, completely open, people might think, well, hey, over there, that person is doing it for attention. And then I would probably look at them and say, no, I just don't want to disappoint anyone. Want to know a fun fact? I actually used to be I used to try and live my life for everybody else. I had a lot of years where I would try and be someone I'm not, you know? I tried so hard, and I think I put in a better effort than most could. Went through some hard times, and once I met the end of it, I realized you can't stay in the dumps forever. Well, can't live a life like that. Living for other people isn't very fun, turns out. In fact, it's kind of sad, because you look in the mirror and you don't know who you are anymore. Don't make my mistake, okay? Make balsamic reduction instead. And of course, by reduction, I meant balsamic glaze, because I'm totally not tripping over terminology here. That would be pretty silly of me, right? Okay. So the balsamic glaze is pretty simple, at least how I like to make it. So, balsamic vinegar, right here. Into the pan. Gotta get some brown sugar, just the right amount. It really depends on how sweet you like it. I like mine medium. So I'll put a medium amount of brown sugar, just a tad bit of pepper, and as a secret ingredient, I like to add a little basil. But that's just for this particular one. I wouldn't normally do this, mind you. I just think basil works real well with it. Now, going forward, we gotta chop up our lovely ingredients. So, chop. Let's chop up some fresh. What do you want in it? I think fresh tomatoes, especially Roma tomatoes, are great for this. So let's get that first. Now we can be chopping up some other stuff. I think fresh spinach goes good, but it might be a little textured. So let's go with romaine for this one. Small bit of romaine into the bowl. Now, for some spices like some dill. I love some fresh dill. Let's get that chopped up in there. And then, red onions. But we're going to need to treat them a little funny, so let's put them in last second to the balsamic glaze. That way, they won't be so strong, but they won't lose their crunch. Now, once we're done there, there's just a bit more. Okay. The tricky part. We gotta chop some cucumbers. Okay, they're not actually difficult. They're really easy. I was just trying to be dramatic. I'm not that dramatic, I hope. Well, I was always in drama. A long time ago, I actually sort of went to school for it. I didn't end up too deep into the program. I just had a school that had a lot of opportunities, you know? I actually ran a cafe. Well, not ran a cafe, but participated in a culinary arts class where we would rotate every week. A different student would run the cafe, and it would just be really interesting because we'd go from all positions of the kitchen, from the front to the back, all everywhere. And it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about how to make things savvy, how to make things work, and just generally had a lot of fun learning how to cook. And, well, I like to consider it a learning experience. I'm no expert, but I like to learn. Would you believe I used to not? I used to be such a perfectionist. I used to be so caught up in what I wasn't, that I would crush my self-esteem, and it wasn't a very fun time. It was sad, actually. But I learned not to do that. Slowly but surely. After failing, you learn something. And I know you've heard it in my audios. I failed a bunch of times. Made a lot of mistakes, but I try and learn from them. I love to listen to my audios just to try and get them better. I mean, and I'm a total fan of B&HA and other anime. Well, and just bringing characters to life. My real super awesome goal is to hope, well, to get my story that I've been writing for so long out there. Oh wait, look at me, I'm getting distracted. Okay. Here we go. So we take the great veggies that are now chopped and diced, and we put them in a bowl. Now next, we quickly get the balsamic glaze and the onion mixture and pour it into the bowl. There should be just enough that it doesn't get soggy, but it's glazed, covered with the thickness. The thickness, like I'm chunky. Okay, you know what? I can do better than that. Okay, not gonna meme. I'm not a memer, okay? But anyways, let's keep going. The glaze onto the veggies, and then quickly onto the bread. I personally like to use, well, a particular type of bread. It's not one that I made or anything, because bread is pretty tough to make. I can make it, but it takes time. And we don't have time right now. So, I'll just use this loaf. It's from a particular bread bakery thing that's around the corner. It's not that far away anyways. So, this one particularly has cheese baked into it. It's got little crispies. It's really, really good. I think they call it a cheddar loaf. But it's also by one of my favorite things, and that's sourdough. I mean, that's one of my favorite categories of bread. So I think it complements things well, because the veggies need something more flavorful for the bread to balance everything out. All right, cut it just like that, put the veggies, and plate. Okay, that's 2 out of 3 done. Now, for dinner. My favorite thing for dinner. Let's see. What do you think of when you think of dinner? I guess I'd think of, maybe like a surf and turf, but that would be too big. How about some udon? Okay. So, let's go ahead and make udon. Though there's a lot of different ways to make udon, I just think that, never mind. Anyways, get some mixture of the dough. It's quite simple. Lots of flour. Wheat flour at that. You wouldn't want to use rice flour or else it wouldn't really turn out as chewy and nice. I mean, it could, but it's a little harder to do. So, the best thing to do, well, the easiest thing to do, is you put your flour, just a bit of salt, and the last secret ingredient, guess what? Just the right amount of water. It's that simple. So, you gotta make the dough rolled out. Make it flat, make it ready. Now, a real good trick here that a lot of people miss is mixing the dough properly. Just right, not too much. And then we transfer it to the rolling board. Okay, the cutting board, but I like to call it the rolling board because I do more rolling than cutting probably. Okay, so it can be tricky, but you gotta roll it out. And it doesn't have to be that thin, so it's one of the easier noodles to make. But they're really sticky. Really, really sticky. So, you gotta make sure you get enough flour, otherwise you're gonna have a mess. Nobody wants a mess on their hand, right? Okay. So, the next part, it's just kind of cutting them in lines. And you can cut them as short or as long as you want. If you roll it out in a nice sheet like this, you'll be able to make the noodles uniform and nice. But you can't just put them to the side. You gotta flour them. Just a bit more. At least I like to, so they don't stick. Flour them and layer them in. Well, you don't need to put them on top of each other or anything. Okay, so that's done. So the stock is pretty simple too. All you gotta do is 3 ingredients. Well, at least most of the time. Dashi, soy sauce, and mirin. These 3 are really nice because, well, they add that rich, brothy flavor. Though dashi is a bit difficult to make. And by difficult to make, I mean it's time consuming and I had to make it last night. Well, you didn't see me though. I'm not using hacks that are only done by recording people because anime logic. You bet I would try and do that, but not this time, right? Okay. So, you take all 3 ingredients, combine them and simmer them down. Gotta get just the right mix of them. And I like to add one last thing. Well, it depends, but I like my broth for the udon to have a really nice taste. Full-bodied taste. And, well, you can have a lot of variants with the 3 ingredients. You can also add a 4th one. What I like to add is a little bit of mandarin juice. You know, mandarin oranges. They have that nice flavor, but also a little bit of lychee. It's that rosy flavor that I wanted to infuse it in, to mix with that brothy, deep flavor of the stock. It really adds something, trust me. Though it might be a little sweet for some people. I really like sweets. Hope you do too. I mean, most people do, right? What's not to love? Oh, by the way, I just wanted to tell you, thanks for, well, at least pretending to be interested. I don't expect that it's for everyone, but it's really nice to see somebody, you know, enjoying what I do. Same goes for supporting me and sticking with my channel. The fact that I've managed to meet someone so special, it's just humbling to me. I'm not very good at putting it into words when it's so close to home, but thank you for being you. I'll make sure that I don't waste your time. And moreover, I'll make sure this meal is to die for. Alright, the last thing is very simple. We're going to sear off some... What do we want? Maybe some thin sliced beef? Alright. So, first of all, I like to use, well, it's a toss-up, but I think ribeye makes really good thin sliced. So, let's take out our ribeye, cut it like this. Thin slice goes into the udon broth as it boils. When we cook it like a hot pot, add on the noodles last. You want to make sure you don't overdo it, because you want them al dente, not cooked to the point where, well, if you cook them too much, they get too soft, and everyone knows you gotta balance the hard and soft. You can't make it just one or the other. Come on. Well, basically al dente is supposed to be where it's still firm while it's cooked through. I like my udon noodles to be soft, but have that chewy bit on the inside. It's that balance of things. Well, anyways, as we were talking, they're about done. And there you have it. 3 different meals, 3 different ways. And hopefully it's not too late for the first one to still be warm. Ha! We did it. So, now, it's time to eat. Let's dig in. I love me some Eggs Benedict. Oh, that's good. Now, on to the Mediterranean veggie. I love me some sandwiches. Oh, 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 ooh, the way the veggies, yeah. The veggies and the toasted bread, yeah, so good. I nearly fell over. And then on to the udon. Did you know it's polite to slurp your noodles in Japan? I learned that the hard way. It's actually like impolite to do it the other way. They'll look at you funny. So you better slurp your noodles, or else I might look at you funny. No, it's okay. Don't feel pressured. Eat it however you like. Whatever is most delicious is the way to go. Wow. Well, I hope you liked the meal. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I think I'm pretty good at it. Cookie in general, or at least entertaining. I mean, I wouldn't be here doing this if I wasn't at least okay at entertaining people. I sure hope I'm good. And because I met you, things have all changed. I can't believe it. That everything went the way it did. It's still kind of startling to me. I never thought that we'd get here. And honestly, I never knew how to handle things. Well, I've always been learning, but, you know, there's been a lot of road bumps along the way. When I first started things, I was just about to get kicked out of my apartment. Would you believe it? I just said, I'm gonna go at this with all my heart. And maybe, just maybe, people will see it. See my vision. And would you look at that? So many have. And I'm very thankful to have you. I never expected it, but it's stunning. You're stunning. Everything I've worked towards so far has been with you in mind. As much as I needed the help at first, now I've found a place of zen. Well, not necessarily zen, but I found a place where I can be content. And even got 2 puppies. If you were wondering why it took me so long to post another video, it's actually because getting the puppies took so long. It was an adventure for sure. So we found out there was a mechanical hazard in the flight that they were supposed to be on. Luckily, they took them off. But unfortunately, that meant we had to wait another 4 hours after we got there 4 hours early. So we ended up waiting most of the day. I was expecting to be home by 8 and then make a video and, have energy to spare. Instead, I was just kind of standing there at the airport, trying not to let my phone die. Well, at least I had my roommate there, so it was okay. But the thing about it is, you can't let life get to you. I try and tell people that, and I hope I am living proof of it. Generally, the most I'll get is a little frustrated. And that's because I think if you let yourself get unhinged, get out of control, you'll waste a lot more time. And really, at the end of the day, time could be spent better. And I'd rather spend it with you. So come on. Would you like to follow me to the gardens? I figure now that we have the meal in our tummies, we gotta walk it off. And just around the corner is a beautiful gardens. It's miles long and wide. It's a place that's my favorite place to take photos. In the whole wide world even. There's flowers from all over the world. And even, well, I think I've talked about it, but I just was hoping, well, you might want to be my model today. I know it's kind of abrupt, but really? That's wonderful. I'd love to take some pictures of you near the flowers. Trust me, I'm not that bad of a photographer. I'd even wager to say that I'm pretty good. Confidence. That's the key. So, let's go. Come on, you can make it. I know I'm probably more used to it. I gotta walk so many miles every day. I mean, it's the only way you can get to the grocery store if you don't have a car. At least around these parts. So, would you like to go first, or shall we go together? Yeah, I know. What a question, right? Of course we'll go together. Tickets for 2, please.
Why, yes, kind sir.
Thanks, Pops. Let's get going. Okay. Now the pearly gates are upon us. Let's go. Okay, so over to the left here, we have exotic trees. Then, slightly to the right of them, is the bushel flowers. A bunch of bush flowers, and it goes into this very pretty rocky road. And first picture opportunity. Surprised guest. Haha, one of my secrets is catching life in its moment. I'd say it's my specialty, actually. So, care to strike a pose? I want to see you next to those flowers over there, the yellow ones. Do you like yellow flowers? I like the ones that are the innocent yellow. You know, the ones that they look like a mix between honey and what? Sunshine. Honey and sunshine. That's it. And they remind me of you in a little way. 'Cause you're like a breath of fresh air. Whenever I'm around you, I don't really worry about things. And I'm happy to see you. I've never actually been able to do this before. And I'm not one that usually has a whole lot of time. But it is nice when I have it. Now, photo there. Like that. And done. Nice photos. Want to see? Or would you like it to be a surprise for the end? Not bad. I'll give you points for being bold. So here. What do you think? Of course, because you look fabulous. A fabulous model yields fabulous pictures. You know how to strike a pose, and not, because I took a picture of you when you weren't ready. Of course, that's only the beginning. We've got so much more to do. Oh, look, the squirrel wants you to feed him. This happens a lot, don't worry. You can either ignore him or we can get some feed for him. I like feeding him, so here you go, little guy. Aw, see? They appreciate it. Other than that, maybe they're greedy. Maybe they're stealing the food and compiling it in their nest in the trees. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think they're greedy, but they are really used to people. There's a lot of chipmunks too. I think you'll like them, as well as one of my favorite places. You see, this entire garden was founded by a very wealthy family that wanted to give back to the community. And so, before they spent money on themselves, they ended up spending it all around them, on people who really needed it. And then, wouldn't you know it, the gardens came to be. A place that's almost non-profit. And it's very beautiful. It goes to show that wealth doesn't always corrupt. And I hope to be the same if I ever come into it. To be honest, I've always been afraid of that, since I've kind of been around people that had gotten wealthy and let it go to their head. I'm not so great at getting through to them, trying to tell them to be themselves, not be the money. Or, don't let it consume you. But never fear, I shall never be like them, no matter how things go in my life. Besides me being rich, I don't think so. I like to save things, but I don't really like to spend. Unless it's on Korean beauty products. I'm kind of a skincare buff. And I really like getting a bunch of beautiful skincare products. Because I like to take care of myself. And I love spa days. You like bath bombs? I'll buy you one. Wish they had like bath bomb vending machines. That would be so amazing. Okay. The second part of my plan is here. You should go sit on that chair over there. See, it's so picturesque. They formed all the things around it, even though it's kind of like a Stonehenge chair. But I promise it's not ritualistic, and I'm not going to sacrifice you to the gods of voice acting. Pinky swear. Okay. Now, strike a fancy pose. Doesn't matter what it is. I'd love to take a picture of you. Come on. And 3, 2, 1, click. Yeah. That turned out even better than I thought. The exposure and the shutter speed, everything. I'm glad we came. Wait, did you want to visit the small animal enclosure? I really like small animals myself. They got bunnies and baby goats and, well, I don't know if they have calves or anything, but they have a lot of other baby animals too. I like it there. Go ahead. It's this way. Want to hold my hand? All right then. Come along now. Here we are, the small animal enclosure. Taking care of small animals for some number of years that I don't know. You know, I always wondered. It's like they're bragging about it. I don't care if it's 1 year or 100 years. I guess it's just kind of their thing. At least if they do it right. But if they took care of animals badly for 100 years, then one took care of them good for 1 year, it just seems like it would... why overthink it? I know they take good care of the animals, though. You should see them. They're like princes and princesses in there. You know, you're gonna see it all firsthand, so I guess I don't need to explain it to you. Alright, so next on the itinerary is doing the most efficient route. That way we'll have the most time with each individual animal. So, do you have a favorite? I think my favorite are goats. Not because of any other reason other than, I like how cuddly they are and how they jump on top of things and how their noise is kind of iconic. And how my Bakugo voice is clearly, superb with it. You know, he's a goat. It's fine. Okay, so let's go to your favorite animals. That's an interesting choice. Let's see if they got them. Hey, here's one of the little guys. At least I think it's a guy. Could be a girl. Don't care. Hey there, little fella. Very cute. They seem like they really like the pats. Oh, look, there's duckies over here. I really love ducks too. As long as they don't bite you. Well, can it really be called biting? They just kind of clamp you with their... They don't really have teeth. At least I don't think they have teeth. Ever been bit by a duck before? Let's keep that at 0. I've been bit by a lot of geese. Those ones are a little aggressive. Beautiful creatures, just not very nice, most of them. And then over here, look at the owl. I love owls. They're very iconic birds. Though it is kind of weird that it makes it look like their head spins around. But I guess that comes with the territory. They have eyes on the back of their head, so to speak. Okay. And next, we have the creme de la creme of animal cuteness. The fennec fox. You wouldn't expect it here, would you? But the fennec fox blends right in with his cute little ears and beautiful bushy tail. And quite an interesting little call that they make. Though they don't make it very often in front of strangers, so I don't think he'll do it unless... Nah. He's being shy, but what can we expect? Now, we gotta go to the modern art part. It's a bunch of interesting stuff. There's even some hidden paths, did you know? Wanna go with me on a hidden path? Well, I guess it's not hidden to me because I've been there, but it doesn't look like a path is supposed to be there. Looks like you jump right into, well, like this kind of hidden away valley. And you can skip along these little rock path things. Steps? I guess they're steps. And you skip along them, and you can play The Floor is Lava. Because there's one in distance all the time. So let's go play The Floor is Lava. That's what I would do. Well, we'll see when we get there. But it leads to a really good view on this rock face. Let me tell you, that's a view to give something for. Okay, so I don't have a word prepped for it. Because I was going to say to die for, and then I thought, hey, that's morbid. I don't really like morbid things. Well, I mean, from a storytelling standpoint, morbid things can be great. I'm not sadistic. I'm just artistic. Oh, sorry, I got a little carried away there. Okay, let's be off. I was hoping, after we see everything today, we could head back to my place and I could maybe invite you to another wild, crazy night. Well, you know me and sandwiches. But do you know me and you? I'm sure you can imagine how exciting it is to be right beside you. The one I've been looking for so long. I really can't get enough of you. So, is that a yes? You're adorable. And you inspire me to try even harder and to make something of myself. That way, I won't have any regrets. And that way, I'll be able to make you smile. Come on, babe. What's the worst that could happen? Here we are, back at the humble abode. Make sure Shiro and Pomo don't get in your way. Don't worry, we'll lock the door. Nobody has to know. I hope I don't sound too serious. I'm kind of bad at flirting. So I just try and be like those people in my videos. Try and give you all that. The feeling in the pit of your stomach. The chill down your spine. And the excitement between, well, between there. Do you like it? I like to be artistic with you as well. That's why I'm going to have to get a better understanding so I can really make things amazing. You have to truly understand your art and break it down to the sum of its parts. So why don't I give you the Shigaraki treatment and make you melt? Or maybe you'd prefer a bakugo to blow up deep in here. Oh, I never get tired of the game of cat and mouse when you're involved. Won't you be my little mousy mousy? Oh, I'll devour you slowly, methodically. Maybe I'm a bit of a sadist sometimes, but that doesn't make things any less loving, right? I'll trace your body, starting at those tender little legs of yours. Work my way up the calves with tickling precision, just like that. Maybe work my way to your inner thighs, teasing them just a bit before tracing your shape, your hips, going up to your lower back and sneaking a kiss on your neck. So you never know when the next attack will come. Working my hands to explore your midsection all the way up to your inviting chest. Of course, it's just for art. It's nothing too exciting yet, right? Just 'cause I'm nibbling on your ear doesn't mean you're super excited yet. But something tells me by how you're quivering, oh, how much you look forward to it. And what's the matter? You were giggling just now. But we're just getting started. I'm sure that you have more where that came from, don't you? More of that delicious, wonderful. Feeling you squirm. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, yeah. Is that what you're wanting from me? Everything? I wouldn't prefer it any other way. So fine. But I'm taking everything from you along the way. Do you like my kisses all over your body? The nape of your neck. It seems to be your weak spot. And your lower back seems to call upon your voice. It seems I'm not the only one with a lot of voices. Isn't that right? Something about you right now just feels better than all the rest. The devilish side of me. No. Don't quiver too much. You're not actually cold. You just want more of my touch, don't you? The way that you look like you're in pain. It makes me want to tease you just a bit. Does that make me a bad person? I should hope not. Now I was thinking we could record a video. Both of us. 18 plus. Why don't you follow me to the studio and we'll make the magic happen. Of course, if you're silent enough, nobody will ever be the wiser. They'll think I'm slapping my leg or eating sandwiches. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that the best way? Then again, it wouldn't surprise me if you wanted them to know. If you wanted all the fans to hear that you're right here, sitting on my lap, in my recording studio. Now, why don't we have a bit of a taste? Now, microphone won't pick up whispers. So why don't you do your best to be quiet or loud and leave everything to me? My, what tender skin you have. Let's make a mark on that sweet, sensitive little neck of yours. Oh, you're riling me up all right. Why don't we rile you up just a bit more? Do you like when I get tender but rough with you? And who would know any better? Maybe I'm just eating sandwiches. And maybe I'll be lifting a cutie up and eating you instead. Your flavor. Do you like when I hold you upside down? Hopefully you're not getting too bored. Why don't you put that mouth of yours to work? Oh. Oh. Yeah. No, not yet. Now that you're facing me, right side up again, how does it feel to be sitting in my lap, exposed like you are, right in front of me? Can you feel me rubbing against everything? Your sandwich might need some meat. Oh, slamming you down like that. The lewdness is unreal. Yeah. Yeah. You like that? Oh, feeling like this. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, baby. You're mine now. How does it feel to experience it firsthand? Me ravaging you. No. Gotta take it a little slower. We wouldn't want the magic to end too quickly, would we? I told you I'd take you slowly. Oh, yeah. You like that. You like feeling full. You're a nice little pet, aren't you? Or was it mouse? Do you like being afraid, quivering, and feeling a cat devour you? Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. Ooh, we're about to have some of that naughty business. And I bet you're enjoying it. Is it exciting? Ooh, you tensed up. I'll take that as a yes. You ready, baby? You ready for round two? I'm gonna ring you so you'll feel it for a long, long time. You want some of my milk? Deep inside you, don't you? Yeah, that's a good little mousey. Yeah. Yeah, move your hips just like that. Take all of my milk. Yes. Yeah, I just want to stay like this. Nice and warm. Can you feel it twitching inside? Yeah. I think your sandwich is gonna be a sloppy Joe, if you know what I mean. Ooh, I like claiming and eating yours. Yeah. Sometimes I do get carried away. Up you go. And now I think it's time for some nice cuddles. You know, aftercare of things like this is so important because it puts everyone involved in a vulnerable state. And sometimes things like that can bring back bad memories, but if you do things softly and gently, even after something crazy, it can make it feel more real, more innocent, and carry a good message. If you take nothing else from my channel, from my passion, from my art, take that I want you, yes, you, to feel amazing, to appreciate yourself and not put yourself down. I know I've said it in some comfort ones, and I really did mean it. It's from the heart. As someone who's struggled and failed millions of times, I want you to know I'm proud of you. And I think that if someone like me can do it, so can you. I want to help you reach your dreams. That's my biggest goal, to make everyone smile. But you're special. I need you to know. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. And no matter what it takes, I'll make sure you feel like $1,000,000. Besides, there's so much we have left to do. Life is young, and so is the night. So, want to watch some memes with me? I love the meme compilations, I'll be honest with you. And lately, they've been up in their game. I really enjoy it. And I hope you do too, my love. I'll never stop giving you Plus Ultra, Beauty Cool, and otherwise, I'm gonna make sure every day is interesting and fun. That's practically what I do. At least I have a lot of fun, and it's interesting, and awesome, and epic, and win. So, what do you say? Want to stick around? Be my roommate?